here in Alaska. Now, I was reading that I actually didn't have to thaw that out. It said you could go right from frozen.
And I don't like doing it that way
Yeah,
because then it doesn't cook.
it, and it takes a lot longer to cook. Yeah, but where was this actually? Well, it was caught around here.
So this was caught in Resurrection Bay, but probably out a little bit more. Not, yeah, it was probably caught in the bay last year. That's August on a fishing trip.
This
My friend Nuria, who's from Spain, or from Spain,
but
he went on a fishing trip and caught a bunch of food.
nice. That's just like, but so I guess we should start by introducing ourselves. My name's Aur, and I'm in Alaska.
Hi, Aur, I'm Adrienne.
You've invited me how many times up here? How many years? And finally, my 50th state, and 8 years of inviting me up here, and just like that. And like, and you're like, I can go. I have all this salmon in the freezer that needs to be used.
Yeah.
It's just like that's a hardship. Just like for but the fun thing about what I would call gourmet food is it's like what's readily available in your area might not be available other places.
Right.
And over the years, salmon has spread around the world, but it's only available in a few places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
there are tricks to knowing what kind of salmon I'm cooking, but I don't know the tricks. There's like 5 kinds of salmon that you can catch here.
okay.
And I believe, I don't know. I'd have to do some research to figure out which one that says.
But yeah, just what I've learned with salmon is the trick is cook it as little as possible. It's like the more you cook it, the more
Dries it out. Yeah.
Dry. So
That carried away. He's gonna
yeah.
in there. Heat up a little bit more.
You do the same thing I do. I always put stuff in the pan too quick. It's like the oven too. Like
yeah.
Like actually heat it up first. And my other mistake I do with salmon is too hot. You know, it's just like I don't know. Now, if it's pretty thin, like this end, if I cut that part off, hot as can be, put it in a minute, flip it over, take it out. But I feel like I let it get too hot. But just medium high.
Said medium high.
And we're trying to. Originally, I was like, I really love this grill that you have. I'll just cook it on the grill. But big part of this recipe is you want the juices.
Right. Sauce.
To make the sauce.
And that would be hard to do on the grill. I think that's hot enough.
Inside down, just lightly salt it, or always salt. But you can put a little spices with it, right? In this case, we went all hog wild and found
Alaskan salmon seasoning.
just like, but just salt and pepper. This one has secret spices. I love when it just says spices. But you know, sea salt, spices, garlic, paprika, onion, and then it's got a little star that the secret spices are dehydrated, but it doesn't say what it is.
Probably.
It's just like smells like onion, garlic,
Parsley, maybe.
but yeah, I really like when I cook stuff to not throw away the juice. So, but I see that quite frequently where people will super rinse stuff and wash all the flavor away. But
Okay, so it's supposed to be, I believe, 3 minutes on each side. It's the same 4 minutes.
it's
Just, I put this off there enough that some of those things I have like in my head, but I'm just double checking.
yeah. And in this case, you're also going to cook it a little more in the sauce, right? You're trying to like grill it to hold the juices in, probably.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then it'll finish cooking in the pan.
Yeah.
After the sauce is made.
Otherwise, I think it's depending on how thick it is. I got obsessive. I used to get the digital thermometer and just like poke it in there until the temperature of the, like, I'd do it on one side, flip it over, then put the digital thermometer and wait until it got to 145 to take it off. But the thing is it continues to cook once you take it off.
So then it's too much.
And it's too much. So it's like I don't know. It's a fine art, but it's a very, I guess, delicate fish.
Yeah.
So,
so while that's doing its thing on the two sides, I'm going to mince up some garlic. Probably not everything you put there, but
so I got that huge bag. But yeah, I don't even care if it has the skin on it, because like how you do it, I just mash it with the skin on, and then you just pick the skin out.
Yep.
Just like, but see, I don't have to help you. Look at that. Just go wild. But so, and because one of the things, probably because you're doing the fish not in super high heat, you can do it in olive oil. Because I noticed olive oil smokes in super high heat. I should do that at the timer. I always forget when it's a quick thing. I'm just like hovering over it. But that was really smart to put.
So I was on my whole life.
Yeah.
Especially at work, because like the washer will be done in 20 minutes. If I don't set a timer, then I'm off doing something else.
Yeah.
And it's 2 hours before I remember that I need to switch it to the dryer.
Yeah. I loved it. I forget. I want to say it was Chile. They had the washer and dryer as in one unit, and the dryer actually had a moisture sensor, so it wouldn't stop until it was actually dry. Yeah, and so it wasn't timed at all. It was just based on moisture. So,
Okay.
oh man, that's starting to smell really phenomenal. So yeah, it just says, depending on the thickness, how long to cook it for.
Yeah, so one of these is really thick, so I put on the side a little bit longer. I think that's good on the garlic. And I'm gonna just have the dill doesn't go into like the last, but I'm just gonna get it ready.
And you just basically follow this recipe pretty much, well, from the heart, but the ingredients, you just add the spinach is the only variable.
Right.
Or whatever spices you feel like.
Right.
Okay.
I think the recipe calls for parsley, but I'm gonna add dill.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna add the spinach. Don't forget the veggie there.
It's funny, my mouth is watering already. We
It smells great.
can just eat it right now. And then parsley. No, this is like, a 20-minute recipe, depending on how thick your salmon is.
Right.
So.
Pretty fast. When I'm cooking for staff, I'll be like, I don't know, 8 fillets, because I have up to 12 staff.
Now, did you, because this was fresh caught, did you have to check for the bones? Did you?
No, I haven't checked for bones, so I'll warn people when they sit down to eat. Watch out for bones.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're cooking, you'll see a bunch of bones and you can take them out, but I don't. It's just part of the deal. It's part of eating salmon. You know, you need to watch out for bones.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are so spoiled on going to restaurants for fancy food where someone did that work, right?
Right.
They went through and got like a toothpick and pulled out each little bone. Right. And just like, and so when you're doing it yourself, you have to know the little extras. But like, I personally don't think something with chicken is chicken unless it has bones. That's just, my mom would say that's not a fish because it doesn't have a head on it. Because she grew up near the sea and she just loves like the what is it? The fish cheeks and the fish eyes. Those are like delicacies. Like, and then with the head, make fish head soup because it's got a lot of, I don't know, collagen or something that makes it thicken. So
we have guests from around the world here in the hospital, and many of them have made this head soup for me.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's true. I should have someone else come on the show from another country and make some because it's I don't know. It has a much deeper fishy flavor than just, you know, I don't know.
American fish broth.
Correct. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, the ingredients list will be in the chat, but you basically have a little bit of spice, oil, salmon, garlic. So the sauce is basically butter, cream, some broth, and Parmesan, right? And then you put a little parsley or dill at the end to pep it up. And in your case, oh, look how, like, flip one over. Look at how nice and grilled that is. But
So I was saying when I cook this for big groups, I get the salmon fillets ready, and then I put them in like a baking sheet, and then I make the sauce because I'm like at that point I'm making a bunch of sauce, and then I pour the sauce over it, and then I bake it like
okay.
5 minutes.
So the last cooking, because you're doing a big batch instead of doing small batch at a time.
Right. I don't have a lot of staff here.
Got butter, garlic. Let me see. Can I get a little closer?
Oh my God, that's so
Just just like perfect. Good. You got the flavor of butter and a little bit of salmon, garlic. I'd say there you have to be careful because that garlic almost instantly caramelized.
Right.
That was awesome. But so you don't put much broth.
I'm actually looking at the recipe again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's make sure. So it's only supposed to be well, a cup of liquid. This has dry white wine, which I didn't put chicken broth, so half a cup of each of those. So I just put a cup of chicken broth in instead. And we're gonna let that simmer just a minute.
And me, when if I'd be making a lot of it, I'd probably skip the chicken broth. Just I don't know why, but just the cost and water. Yeah, probably. Because I feel like there's plenty of flavor, but I'd try to taste it both ways first. Or
So the chicken broth, believe it or not, something in Alaska, this is only $2.50.
whoa, that's like half the price. That's
Yeah,
organic. I was like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I never buy that stuff because it's like I see it like $5 to $7 now for a quart of broth.
So yeah, it was $6 in a cocktail. I guess it was $3.
Yeah. So if I tend to, that's why I love that pressure cooker. I'll make a bunch of broth and freeze it. But there's no shortage of for cream. Oh,
So the cream, like the whole dairy section was the sad. I almost bought sour cream instead of this. It was really expensive, but
yeah. I tend to, I don't know, skip on the heavy whipping cream because of how expensive it is, but it is so worth it if you want to make a cream sauce. Now, one way I've like did it is literally use cream cheese and then any type of dairy, but it takes a while to melt that cream cheese in. But it it could end up having lumps, but yeah.
all the smoke.
Yeah, just like, but I'm like starving. And this reminds me of basically Alfredo sauce, which is basically, uh, you know, butter and Parmesan. Yeah, it's like, but all right. Yeah, half cup.
Yeah.
Like from the heart. More sprinkle. Yeah, that one somehow didn't make it into my mouth. Man, that's so unusual. I purposely spill stuff so I can just have to pick it up and eat it. So,
Corporate. And that's still can.
oh yeah,
That's a taste tester.
okay. Did I right away? Oh,
So do you think just one bag?
yeah, probably. Although it disappeared to nothing.
Five.
Like fancy restaurant, what they do is they put the spinach on the plate and then just put the salmon on top.
Yeah.
So don't have to use so much.
There's some of this in right now.
That's a little dill.
Put the rest on the.
Is it a big dill to put that in? Or just a little?
That was just a little bit.
So
But make the big deal later. Your camera getting over here. So
no, I can see. It's tall enough that it can see down, but it is getting all nice and creamy though too. So you're right. I should do a close up. Look at that. I guess that was I was gonna remember. Is it always skin side down cooking in there?
I start with the skin side down, and then I do it this way because I want all those flavorings to now like soaked into the meat.
Oh, that makes sense because
So if I
the
put
skin blocks
if
it
I
out.
put the skin out, I know, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Quicks.
And then make the big deal. Finish it off.
And you said you like to serve that with rice.
White rice usually.
Yes.
So I do this weird thing where I do a meal with potato, rice, and a pasta. Like I rotate it.
Okay. So the same meal.
Well, yeah, but different, throughout the week when I'm serving stuff. And I just like doing rice with fish. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I like it especially because it absorbs all those flavors more. I don't know. Um, that's it. All right. Any final words? It's like come to Seward. Just like what was the slogan here at the beginning of Alaska?
Um,
Something like where Alaska starts. All right. Just like
the naughty otter and
thank you for sharing so much.
welcome.
All right.
Also because I'm butterseed, just a little bit of butter.
Little extra butter.
What?